Thank you all for tuning in with me. This is Self-Care Wednesdays, and I'm your host, Regina. Yes, guys, I appreciate you for tuning in with me. Yes, whatever the time of the day, night, I appreciate all of your time, guys. And, this Self-Care Wednesdays, I have been wanting to talk about this particular topic, is meditation. But there is different forms of meditation. There are different ways that, people do meditate. Some people meditate in silence, and some people meditate with music. And the ones who meditate with music, they use either binaural beats or they use some type of healing beats. Which one are you? Do you like to do your meditation in silence, or do you like to listen to music when you meditate? So that is that particular topic I'm going to be talking about today, guys. All right, so now let's get into it. All right, and I like to start off my episodes by just, giving words of encouragement. And, before I do that, my Self-Care Wednesdays is geared towards self-help, and it is also geared towards mental health. So I like to, give that little bit of a disclaimer just to let you all know that, when I talk about, anything that has to do with, any type of mental health or, anything under that umbrella, that I am in no way, no shape, no form a licensed psychologist or a licensed therapist, guys. Okay? Yes. All right. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a disclaimer that, all of this, all of the stuff that I talk about on my Self-Care Wednesdays is strictly from my own experience and my own opinion. And, stuff that I do in my personal life. So, I just wanted to, give that little bit of a disclaimer to you all, just to let you all know about my Self-Care Wednesdays. Because I normally do my Self-Care Wednesdays every Wednesday, just about, at least I try. I do try. Before I go to sleep, if I don't get it done in the morning, but I like to do it mainly, before I end my day on that Wednesday, just so that I can assess the day, that week. And I can really look at all the things that I need to either work on and look at also things on a positive note, things that I have accomplished. And, give myself a little bit of pat on the back, a little bit of encouragement for myself. Because, now let's get into what I also like to do. I like to give words of encouragement. Because sometimes we go through some things, only you know what you are going through. Only you know what situations that is faced before you. Whatever it may be. Whatever obstacles you are trying to get, out of, you're trying to overcome those obstacles. You're trying to start, you're trying to stop. Whatever it is, whatever it may be, that I'm here to tell you all that you will get through it. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel. I always say that because there is a light out of every situation that is faced before you. And it will work out in your favor. It will in the end. Now, if you would just hang in there, I'm telling you, it will work out the way that you want it to be made out in the end. If you would just believe and have the faith and stay strong and have that strength to know that it will work out. Have that faith. And believe that whatever situation you are going through right now as we speak right now, guys, right now, that you will get through it. It may be tough right now, and you may be telling yourself right now, I don't know what I am supposed to do. I'm telling you, you will make it through. You will, in the end, guys. All right, so just hang in there. Hang in there. All right. All right, so now let's get into today's topic, guys. So, just like I said, the science of meditation. Yes, meditation can be tricky, for some. And especially if you are a beginner. You probably clicked on this episode because you said to yourself, you know what? I want to start to meditate. What steps should I do? How can I go about meditating? Should I just meditate in silence? Or should I meditate with music? Or not? I don't know which way to go. Should you listen to it or not? I mean, which way? What should I do? Whether you are just starting off, starting out in this progress, in your meditation path. Or have you, been practicing for some time, for a long time? You're seasoned. You know the ins and outs of meditation. You may be wondering if you should maybe take it up a step and meditate with music. Or, just like I said, just sit there in silence. What should you do? And of course, if you meditate in silence without music, do what you feel like. Do what's best for you. Do what makes you feel good once you're done meditating, and that you can digress and really, really be from within your own mind and let go of the day. But, I'm here to tell you there's ways around it. Because meditation and music, if you do step it up a notch and, you have been doing it, or even if you are a beginner, meditation and music is very calming. And it could probably help you get into it if you are a beginner. Now, listening to music, if you are just not meditating at all and you like to listen to music, just to pass the time away, or you just like to listen to music, music helps ease whatever pain you are going through. There are a lot of places that use music when you are actually getting different types of stuff done. Like, you can go to the dentist and they ask you if you want to listen to music or watch a video. It depends on what type of surgery you are getting. It could help you lift your mood, so it can take your mind off of what's going on for that moment. It could also help your mind and your memory too as well. Meditation and music are two calming transformation activities all wrapped up in one. Just like I said, the things that it can do, it could help in your brain activity, because the imaging showed that meditation related anxiety relief was activated by the brain areas involved with a big influx of function and control, to where you will not be able to worry about anything. And this was reported by effective neuroscience studies that they have done. Now, the healing power that music can have, there are many different theories that can attempt to explain why the sound and music experiences can be linked with deep relaxation and physical pain relief from music. Because sound-based vibration treatment has been shown to help people with pain from arthritis, menstrual pain, knee replacement pain, any type of pain. And music is a modern meditation addition, and you can look at it as an added addition. Now, going back to the early days of Buddhism, there is no evidence of music as a part of meditation practice that the Buddhists used. Then meditating was done in silence or with a quiet background and noises like, nature around you, like the birds, trees. You can hear the trees whistling. And also you can hear people, walking. And you can just sit there in silence and you can just meditate and stay within yourself, your own mind and being. And music has only been introduced in recent times to accompany meditation. Like I mentioned earlier, the binaural beats. You can pick up there are many CDs out there. There's many, CDs, or you can download, music on Spotify, iTunes. They have dedicated playlists that you can just listen, even on YouTube, or you can just Google meditation music, any type of genre and tune in to all of those relaxing sounds of, they have them from nature to waves to the rainforest. You can listen to the rain, and you can also listen to birds, So there are many different types of, sounds that you can listen to incorporate it with, your meditation as you go on. Now, some say this is because meditation in a modern Western world has only focused on meditating as a form of relaxation as opposed to a ritual or a traditional practice. Now, when you go to the spa, you receive a massage, and it could just feel so good if it's done right, or other relaxation focused treatments. Chances are that the therapist the massage therapist or the masseuse, will play some soft meditation sound to help you unwind and relax so that you can get into that, massage or whatever the case may be. This is kind of like, when you are with your significant other, and sometimes you might put on, soothing music or what they call it, slow jams, you know what I'm saying? And, you want to get into the mood with your significant other. It's kind of like that too. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to add that in there too. Because why should we meditate with music? Why is it so good to do it? And why is it not? I'm going to tell you why it's good. Even though music wasn't a part of the traditional practices, the early practices when meditation began, that doesn't mean that it didn't work back in those times. Some meditation experts say music can form a part of mindfulness, turning out of your thoughts and what's around you and focusing on the music. That is why guided meditation apps And programs like, they have exploded. And especially during this quarantine and the lockdown, people have clamored to download a lot of these apps. And it was this app that I mentioned. This is not sponsored, but I mentioned this before. It's called Calm. And that is another app that a lot of people would play different clips in the background and help for either for just a meditation or help guided sleep. Some people would use it to help get sleep. And they would also play the background music with a lot of different types of mantras, different sayings that they would have over top of the music. So there is a lot of ways that could be very interesting that you can use for yourself if you would like to incorporate using music with your meditation. Because in this way, you can listen to music and explore. You can really deeply explore how you feel while you're listening to music. You never know. It could really, really take you deeper within your mind. And it could also help you connect even more with yourself through the music. And so, it really doesn't matter what you listen to. Some people say, I can't listen to birds chirp. That is really annoying to me. Some people can't do it. It depends. It's all up to you. Because the act of perceiving the music and your reaction to it is what matters, because that's why you're meditating anyway. And of course, if you are trying your best to have that silent meditation, then maybe music is not for you. Maybe it's not your best choice, because it's all about what feels right to you. And whether those tunes that you download or whatever you listen to help or hinder your self-exploration within your meditation, so it's up to you. Because if you don't meditate without music, nobody's not going to judge you. Nobody's not going to say, hey, you're supposed to be using binaural beats. That will help you achieve your greatest meditation. You know what I'm saying? Others say you should only listen to music before or after meditation. That's what some people would say. The people who don't listen to music, to relax and prepare for the meditation. But when the meditation begins, you should slip into silence. And that's what some people would say. Now, music can be very distracting for some and may even become a form of like a multitasking type thing, because you're more so focusing on the music more than you're focusing on your breathing. And, the things that you would say to yourself to get you into your meditation. And then you would be focusing more on, just like I said, the music. So, and in this way, you may not be giving your consciousness the break that it needs and the chance for the subconscious mind to play that deep meditation factor. So, just like I said, it's up to you. It's whatever you feel is best for you, because the choice is yours in the end. So try meditating with or without music and see which approach allows you to get the most out of this practice, guys. Now, meditation can also help with your health, because meditation and music is very calming and transformative, because those activities can improve your health in multiple ways, because research studies indicates that meditation can protect the heart, promote better sleep, and even boost your immunity. It could also definitely, and this is why I started to meditate, because it eased my anxiety. I had very, very bad anxiety to where it was really hard for me to be around people. And sometimes it was hard for me to ask questions, just a general question. Like say, like if I wanted to know where a street was, or, if I'm going shopping, I wanted to know where the women's section was or where the restrooms were. I was afraid to ask a person, a human being, those questions that you probably would say, wow, why are you afraid to do that? I would have to get someone else to say, hey, can you go over there and ask that person, because I'm trying to find, that's how bad my anxiety was. And when I started to meditate, it really helped. Oh man, it helped so tremendously in my life. It really did. And it lifted my mood, and it just made me feel so confident in myself. I had to really sit down and really do a deep meditation on a daily basis. And once I started doing that, it helped me. It helped me so much. And I would never, ever stop. And that's just for me. Maybe you probably don't need to meditate deeply. Sometimes you can just meditate for 5-10 minutes, as opposed to some people need to meditate for longer than that. Like me, I take out a particular time and I meditate for maybe could be 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. And, and then I'm done. And that helps me. But, just like I said, it's up to you. It's whatever is best for you. What makes you happy and what makes you digress from the day. Yes. So choose what's best for you. That's all I can say. When you are starting and, trying your best to start this meditation road, you want to do what's best for you guys. Yes, for you. Yes, for you. All right, now to the number one tip. All right, the number one tip from out all of this, guys, meditation can really be trying to let go and heal your mind and whatever it may be. The best choice is yours. Try meditating with and without music and see which approach allows you to get the most out of the practice. All right. If you would try your best to do it, whatever it is, the choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, just like I said, guys, I appreciate you all tuning in with me on this Self-Care Wednesdays. And if you are already doing any of these practices, and you got it down packed, you know what I'm saying? Then by all means, share this episode with someone that can be very beneficial for them. If someone is trying out, maybe they want to know how to meditate. Like, what should I do? What's best for me? By all means, share this episode. And guys, don't forget to follow me on my social media. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Creative Lips Podcast, guys. Yes, don't forget, guys. And don't forget to leave me that 5-star rating and a review. And also follow me on Twitter at Creative Lips Pod, guys. Because you want to know what, guys? I post stuff there too. At least I try to. All right, guys. Happy meditating. And do what's best for you. All right, guys. Until next time.
are now
Yes,
listening
Milan.
to episode 84 of the English Mix.